Imagine a man born on the windswept plains of Mongolia, Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan. He united the warring tribes of the steppe, forging the largest land empire in history. Genghis Khan's armies, famed for their speed and discipline, conquered cities from the Pacific to Europe. But his empire wasn't just about conquest. He established laws, a postal system, and encouraged trade across his vast domain. The Mongol Empire became a marvel of organization and surprising tolerance as long as subjects remained loyal. He created a written script and a code of law binding his people together. Yet Genghis Khan knew he wouldn't live forever. Before his death in 1227, he divided his empire among his 4 sons, Yachi, Chagatai, Ogadai, and Tolui. This was meant to ensure a smooth transition, but no empire of this size had ever existed. The question remained, could his vision of a united world survive without him? The fate of the Mongol Empire now rested in the hands of his heirs. Would they hold together, or would the empire fracture? The world watched, waiting to see if Genghis Khan's dream would endure. The answer would shape the course of history. After Genghis Khan's death, his sons and grandsons tried to rule as one, with Ogadai as Great Khan. For a time, the empire expanded, connected by the Yam postal system. But the vastness of the empire brought challenges: distance, diverse cultures, and growing rivalries. Soon, the descendants of Genghis Khan began to see themselves as rulers of their own domains. By the 1260s, the empire fractured into 4 Khanates: media group, animated map of Eurasia splitting into 4 Khanates, historical map highlighting Golden Horde, Chagatai, Ilkhanate, Yuan dynasty, close-up of ancient maps with colored borders at stock at distribute, underscore equally, the Golden Horde, Chagatai Khanate, Ilkhanate, and Yuan dynasty. The Mongol Empire was gone. In its place stood 4 powerful Mongol states. This division was not a failure, but an evolution. Each Khanate developed its own character, blending Mongol and local traditions. They issued their own coins, adopted different religions, and sometimes even fought each other. The story of the Mongols became the story of these 4 Khanates, each reshaping Asia and Europe in its own way. The legacy of Genghis Khan lived on, not in one empire, but in 4. Their influence would echo for centuries. The world map had changed forever. The Golden Horde, founded by Batu Khan, stretched across the steppes and forests of Russia. Their capital, Sarai, controlled vital trade routes along the Volga. The Horde's armies, a mix of Mongol and Turkic horsemen, dominated the region but ruled indirectly. Russian princes paid tribute in exchange for autonomy. This Tatar yoke allowed the Mongols to extract wealth without direct administration. The Golden Horde's coins bore Mongolian and Arabic script, reflecting their Islamic ties. Their banners and tamgas symbolized authority, while the name Golden Horde evoked splendor and power. For over 2 centuries, they shaped Russian history, isolating it from Europe, but also fostering unity among the Russian princes. Moscow, acting as chief tax collector, grew in power and would eventually overthrow Mongol rule. The legacy of the Golden Horde set the stage for a unified Russian state. Their influence would be felt long after their empire faded. The Chagatai Khanate, heart of Central Asia, was ruled by Genghis Khan's second son's descendants. Its land spanned deserts, steppes, and legendary Silk Road cities like Samarkand and Bukhara. The Chagatai Khans balanced nomadic Mongol traditions with the settled Islamic cultures of their subjects. Their coins featured Mongolian, Persian, and Arabic inscriptions, symbolizing their diverse realm. As guardians of the Silk Road, they ensured the safety of caravans and the flow of goods between East and West. The Khanate was a crossroads of cultures, but also a place of tension between nomadic and urban ways. Leaders like Tamerlane would later emerge, blending Mongol and Islamic traditions. The Chagatai Khanate's dynamic history made it central to Eurasian trade and culture. Their legacy was one of both conflict and connection. In Persia, Hulagu Khan founded the Ilkhanate, ruling over ancient cities like Baghdad and Isfahan. The Mongols, once nomads, became masters of a sophisticated urban society. The sack of Baghdad in 1258 ended the Abbasid Caliphate, shocking the Islamic world. The Ilkhans blended Mongol and Persian cultures. Coins shifted from Mongolian script to Arabic as rulers converted to Islam. Their court became a center of art and science, sponsoring historians and astronomers. The Ilkhanates' cultural fusion left a lasting mark on Iran and the Middle East. Though their rule was brief, their impact was profound. the Ilkhans showed how conquerors could become creators. In the east, Kublai Khan conquered China and founded the Yuan dynasty in 1271. He claimed the mandate of heaven, becoming Emperor of China and Great Khan of the Mongols. Kublai's realm stretched from the Mongolian steppe to the rice paddies of southern China. He built a new capital, Dadu, modern Beijing, and adopted Chinese imperial traditions. The Yuan dynasty blended Mongol and Chinese customs, using both scripts and symbols. Kublai promoted trade and welcomed visitors like Marco Polo, connecting China to the wider world. The Mongols built infrastructure and fostered a period of peace and prosperity, the Pax Mongolica. The Yuan legacy shaped China's future, opening it to global exchange. Kublai's balancing act left a unique imprint on Chinese history. The Mongol rule in China was both transformative and enduring. The four Khanates marked a new era, adapting Mongol rule to different cultures. Instead of one collapsing empire, four powerful states shaped Eurasia's destiny. The Golden Horde, Ilkhanate, Chagatai Khanate, and Yuan dynasty became dominant powers. Their interactions defined an age, sometimes rivals, sometimes allies, always connected by trade and heritage. The Pax Mongolica allowed ideas, goods, and technologies to flow across continents. Each Khanate left a unique legacy: Moscow's rise, Persian cultural fusion, Central Asian nomadism, and China's global opening. Genghis Khan's storm became rivers that carved new paths in history. The Khanates bridged east and west, laying foundations for future empires. Their echoes still shape our interconnected world today. The legacy of the Mongol Khanates endures in the world we know.